what they've done to my children over the last 10 years, taking them out of their home. They stole their childhood.
And we're back with Michael. Michael, I'm just gonna say from what I've been seeing in the city and even in Greenwood, man, this is pretty wild to say the least. The more you dig, the more you find. What's going on, Michael? You got an update for us or what?
Yeah, update number 4. I filed the motion to disqualify the judge. He had 3 days, and he was served like proper service with the process server. He had 3 days, which would have gave him till Friday or Thursday, the 22nd, to either recuse himself or send it to the regional presiding judge.
What judge was that again?
Judge Marvin Moore. I called on Tuesday. I was gone Friday, and Monday was a holiday. Called Tuesday, asked if he had done anything on the motion to disqualify. County clerk said, we don't have your file down here. It's been sent back upstairs. We ain't got it back yet. They requested it Friday. Well, Monday I had our e-filed, and this is something else that people need to know. For them to follow the Constitution in your case, you have to submit a notice that you want your constitutional rights followed. So I filed a notice to follow my constitutional rights and objection to the void judgment for lack of jurisdiction. Well, Tuesday, he hadn't done anything. So also Monday, I knew he hadn't because he'd already ignored all my motions to this point. Monday, I went ahead and wrote up my writ of mandamus to the Supreme Court. I e-filed that Monday morning with 18 pages of exhibits to where my rights had been violated and he didn't follow the course of the law that he's supposed to follow. I'm waiting to hear on that. It's an emergency writ, it's what I put on it. That could take up to 14 to 21 days for him to even look at it on an emergency. I also filed a notice of stay due to the disqualification of Judge Moore. I filed a notice of an automatic disqualification of the judge due to the motion to disqualify. I filed a notice of intent to file federal lawsuit. I'm giving them another option. That notice states they had 10 days to correct the problem. I'm trying to give them a chance to fix this. If it's not fixed, then I will file a federal lawsuit. But not only federal, there's criminal in this. I can file criminal complaints, which I will do. That says I can file them with the sheriff or the DA. I don't know how much good that will do in Midland County, so I can file them with the FBI, which I will be filing with the FBI. I just cannot believe, just like I said previously, the law is black and white. It states exactly what the law states. You don't have jurisdiction, you're to move it to district court. You know, it's illegal and unconstitutional for them to make me post a bond in JP court and county court to appeal, because you can't appeal a void judgment. And then to send the mandamus to the appellate court, he has no jurisdiction. In case they should have, if they had done their job and read my transcript and read my case, or even my writ of mandamus, they should have sent it back down to the county court and told him, you have no jurisdiction. This case should have been moved to district court. It's a void judgment. No, they taxed me for the cost of the appeal. All right. After I filed, and I don't remember from my last update if I covered this, I filed a new lawsuit to set aside the wrongful foreclosure. And the basis of that is fraud, forgery, and I have the JP judge, Cobos, and Judge Moore named on my lawsuit. So I also filed a motion for an emergency temporary injunction to stop the action on the writ of possession, which is what it tells me to do according to the law. I take it to the district clerk filed a lawsuit. So I needed a judge, and they assigned me to a judge in the 385th District Court. She was not in that Friday. So they sent me up to another district judge. He takes me back in the chambers to the little jury room, looks at all this and says, well, I can tell you right now, there's no judge in district court going to take your case because you've got 2 judges listed. I said, really? So I said, I need this temporary injunction. He said, well, I need to look over and research this. But I'll tell you right now, there's nothing in district court that any of us can do to stop what Judge Moore's doing. They're district court. They're above county court. He could have stopped it with the stroke of a pen. I said, well, let me look over this and come back on Monday morning. I didn't go back because I knew wasn't going to happen on it. So, to get to where I'm going with this, filed a motion to disqualify Judge Moore. According to the legal books and what I found and researched, Judge Moore's disqualified, the JP's disqualified, the appellate court judges are now disqualified, and all the district court judges in Midland County are disqualified. When he told me that no judge could take out, no district judge would take my lawsuit, and no judge could shut down what he had done, Judge Moore had done, that's a due process violation of my right to have my day in court. I just cannot believe this case should have been over. Actually, the foreclosure from 2015 is null and void. It's a void judgment because it cannot foreclose without a clear title. Not to mention that I could have paid it off and they wouldn't take my money.
It's like you got to jump through all these hurdles, and people say, you know, advocate for doing things the right way, going to court. It's like you're just jumping through legal hurdle after hurdle with people that don't seem to respect or even know what the Constitution says.
I didn't understand, I still don't understand why you have to file a notice that you want your constitutional rights upheld in court. That the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Now, an update on that. The judge they assigned to me in the 385th District Court recused herself Friday voluntarily from the case. So what that tells me, and I've talked to some other guys that are going through this stuff, and one of them's trying to get here to have his story told. They're all going to recuse because they don't want to put themselves in a situation. Because he's had it happen 7 times. 7 judges have recused on his case. But I'm going criminal. I'm filing the criminal complaints Monday morning. I'm also going to send the criminal complaints. I can't do it online, but I am going to overnight them to the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. I'm going to overnight them to the FBI in Washington, D.C., even though I'm giving them to the local field agent. This got to stop.
And who are you going to file the criminal complaint against? Is a said person?
There's a long list. Everybody that's broken the law and committed a crime in this, even from the transcript being changed. That's tampering with the government document. I have 3 witnesses to what was said in court. That's not on the transcript or added to the transcript. Again, the moment in court that I told him 2 things, we were never served a court date. Should have automatically shut it down by their rules of procedure. Reschedule me a court date with 45 days from the date we were served till we have court. Nope, kept going. The minute I told him on page 14, line 13, there's a cloud on the title, the JP judge and Judge Moore were supposed to shut it down, move it to district court. Then again on page 29 in county court, there's a cloud on the title. We filed a trespass tri-title, affidavit title of possession, took peaceful possession of the home. He was to shut it down, move it to district court, because county court has no jurisdiction over title.
So where are you at right now with the, I guess, who you fighting against besides the county at this point, but where's the position of the people, or who's trying to take the home at this point, right? Is it the bank, or who are you?
They're trying to give it to the bank.
But where are they at? Are they?
Oh, I don't know. Freedom Mortgage somewhere out of the way, off the East Coast.
But I'm saying, have they contacted you recently
They
at all?
can't.
Why?
They can't because we're in court. That's to go through their attorney. The only thing I've heard from their attorney, and after doing more research, because they use the original paperwork from the original eviction, with the exception of one article. And that is dated a deed January of 2017. Now here's the funny part. To Freedom Mortgage. The writ of possession from July, when they actually put us out at gunpoint, of 2017. 6 months later, the writ of possession was issued to Federal National Mortgage Corporation. So how could they have a warranty deed from January if there's owners to present when the writ of possession was granted to Freedom National Mortgage? It's a break in the chain of title. The whole thing is void. And here's how corrupt it is. A process server told me that he was in an eviction hearing in Odessa same week before he served Judge Moore with his papers in Odessa. The homeowner was there representing himself. The other party, now this is just what he told me, the lawyers for the bank never even showed the court, which by law, he wins by default. No, they rule for the bank.
And where is the bank located?
I don't know. I just know the fact.
Is it even in the city?
Oh, most of these banks are not in the city. This opposing counsel, though, by two things he's done. Well, actually three. As an attorney, he should have known that the judge didn't have jurisdiction. He was supposed to speak up, which he didn't. It's fraud on the court with the two different mortgage companies. When he called, and they said first it was Fannie Mae, and then they sent me a eviction with Freedom National Mortgage, or Freedom Mortgage Corporation. And of course, I told you, he sent a writ of possession from himself without the judge's signature to the constable. That's fraud on the court and tampering with government documents. So, I mean, it's been a 10-year ordeal that should have been over in 2015. Now, here's the key thing they all keep forgetting. Our situation is bad enough, but because of our special needs children, they've all got a criminal charge based on Penal Code 22-041. That's harm of a minor, whether it's mental, physical. You cannot harm a minor, a disabled minor children. Plainly states it. You can research it, you can read it for yourself. Penal Code 22.041. And what they've done to my children over the last 10 years, taking them out of their home, they stole their childhood. So that's where we're at. We'll wait and see what happens with the writ of mandamus.
But it seems like they don't even care. Like you would think that they would, do for the well-being of not just, of course, the citizens, but the children as well. But like you stated and proven, you had to move in the FEMA trailers on your own property, and this is just a big ordeal that, I hope we shed light on it, Michael. But I really have no kind of hope in our judicial system in Midland County and in the city. I mean, it just seems like they're run by a bunch of corrupt crooks or people that are very ignorant to what the law or the Constitution states clearly. And again, that's just my opinion. I know it's not. I'm not going to say it's yours, but in my opinion, it stinks in this county and city. It's bad enough having to work our asses off what we have, and then for them to not uphold the Constitution in any of their dealings, and then you having to go this far to get justice. Final words. Go ahead.
like I told you before in the video, administrative courts were created for corruption. No true finding in law can come from a judge sitting on the bench. According to the Constitution, the only thing that can give a true verdict of law is a jury. Whenever a judge rules from the bench, he becomes an attorney. And it plainly states that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Why do we have to file a notice that we want the Constitution upheld in our case? Anybody's case. And I try not to say a lot of hearsay because I don't want to. But the other thing, take into account how many days of work I've lost, how many hours I put in when 75 attorneys wouldn't take my case and I have no choice but to do it myself. And then to go into court and then think they can just run over me because I'm not an attorney. Key interesting fact here. Thursday, the Department of Justice sent a notice out to the American Bar Association. They will not be using the American Bar Association anymore in their appointments of judges. It's out there. I have a copy of it.
Why?
Because they don't do it fairly. I mean, read the deal, it'll show you. So if the Department of Justice is not going to use the Bar Association for the appointment of their judges, what does that tell you? Did you know where the bar is? The bar is originally and still located in the United Kingdom of England. It's not even an American business. It's like a club. And don't get me wrong, there's probably some good attorneys out there. But they got rules they have to follow too. If not, it costs them their livelihood.
Well, that's pretty deep, man. It's, like I said, the more you dig into just really anything, right, it just gets deeper and deeper. But Michael, I appreciate your time. Unless you have anything else you want to say, we're going to keep the audience updated. But I thank you for your time.
All right, I appreciate you posting this stuff.